Hello and welcome to another episode of Space Engineers, as I am here gathering up a little bit of more materials with my jump jack, and we have our new ship, and we're going to be using it to do some awesome stuff. So in the meantime, let me just pull out of my little drill part here and up to the ship that I have parked over here on the top. We'll go over what upgrades I've done to it so far, and also what I'm going to do to it immediately here, as there is some cool stuff that I think I can do using the advanced welding mod that I have added. So right now the jump jack is full of materials that I just mined, but it's not automatically transferring down to the cargo containers that are in this ship because they don't have a filter there. So I need to add a filter to the ship. So what we want to do is we're going to get some steel plates and get some interior plates so that we can actually build some things with that. Yes, please. Thank you. Build me some steel plates. And also we'll get our build repairs to be not in walk mode, but in fly mode. Wonderful. Okay. So we need the welding pads. Also sorters, and then we should be good. Interior plates and a few steel plates. Excellent. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slap a landing gear on the jump jack, which should get pretty quickly built up here by the build and repairs. In the meantime, I'm going to disconnect and fly backwards and landing gear to the top of this connector. Now, because of scrap, if I grind down this connector, I'm going to lose all this material, or at least a portion of it. And I don't want to do that, because then I'd have to rebuild everything and I lose stuff. But what I can do is, you saw it there when I swapped to my drill, or at least... Come on. It should have said that there, but what you can do is go detach when you have your drill out, and it'll go into detach mode. And if we point at a block, it'll say grind below 98% to detach. So we grind it, it's at 96%, and then it detached from its connection point. So that way you can remove items without having to fully grind them off. So now we've removed this connector. It is no longer attached to the main mining ship, which we really need to give a name. So I need names for that, whatever it may be. It probably has a stock name, right? Whatever this ship's info is called. Oh, the Prospector. There we go. Prospector. That's what we'll call it. So we've detached it from the Prospector, and we need to put on a sorter pointing downwards so that we can pull from that ship. Of course, this will be temporary, as I don't know if I'll always want to have that there, but in the meantime it'll do us good. So we'll point this downwards, we'll put it on. We'll also want to place these welding pads, which we need construction components for. We should be able to steal some of those as this is building. Excellent. We'll place the welding pad there, and we'll place a welding pad up there. It allows me... Nope, looks like I gotta raise this up a little bit more to give it a little bit of extra space. Those will just take a moment to build, as they are pretty simple little things. Conveyor sorter is done. We can set up it here anyway. Is drain all. And with these welding pads built, all we have to do is jump on our little ship here and fly back down. We're going to see some text on the screen as the welding pads get closer together. Oh, there we go. No, didn't need to. Little animation is played, and now that connector is back connected to the ship without having to grind it down and not losing out on any of its materials. Connect up, And Glock. And our ship here, its stuff is being dragged out and transferred to the main ship. It works! It works! But yeah, that's the idea there. Unfortunately, the survival kit doesn't transfer stuff because it's a survival kit and it can actually use stone, so it will keep it there, which is unfortunate. But we have a nice little place there, a ship that we can use as a refining and mining station. And I have to think about what we want to do next here. As, oh, jeez. We could spend some time building up a bit more money, as I'd like to get a better little mining ship than this. While that prospector does have drills on the front of it, it is not that well suited for actual, like, sort of drilling into a core sort of mining like this, as it just doesn't make enough space for it to fly in behind itself. You know what I mean? Like, the drills don't clear out enough area, so you can only really do sort of like surface scraping with that kind of ship. Or if you want to drill into an area, you have to drill like, you have to go like this and drill a giant hole and constantly wiggle your way in, and it just gets kind of annoying. So you don't truly want to do that. So what I'm thinking is, now that we have the ability to process some materials, and we've got some materials being processed, and we have a faster assembler so we can build more things, we should bank up another few million and get ourselves a little mining ship that can effectively replace the functionality of the jump jack. The jump jack could, you know, it won't be retired, but it could just be more into sort of an exploration merchant vessel than a true mining vessel, which it never really was meant to be. It was meant to just be a starting ship. It's only serving the mining role because it can. So I think that would be best. After we get that thing, I believe what I want to do is head off into the asteroid belt and find ourselves an asteroid to live either on or inside of. So you guys can give me some heads up on what you think would be cool there. If we live inside of the asteroid, we could essentially just have a tiny little outpost sort of thing on the surface with just like some guns and maybe a place to land or connect a large ship. But all of my other small ships and stuff, we could fly right inside the asteroid and not have to worry about any enemy combatants, as we could be hidden in there. I think that would be kind of fun. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to gather a whole bunch more resources, as resources are always useful for us. We're going to head off to some of the trading stations, have my pen and paper handy so I can see what they are purchasing, and then go and sell whatever I can to them in order to make another few million and buy myself a better little mining vessel, as this little guy is reaching his limit of his capabilities, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, let's see what this bad boy here has to sell to me, or at least what I can sell to him. Now, with this bigger ship, we have our connector out front, which connector front is right there. Very good. We're going to want to put that probably on number 6 here, so that we can switch lock quite easily. Not unlock our little jump jack as we line up some connectors. Oh, and this should be very easy to line up. Ow! Ooh, I wonder if I'll be short enough to do this. Is that landing gear that I added, it might be in the way. I can always come in on an angle here. This will be a bit janky, but it'll work out. As you can connect these connectors with a little bit of jank to them. Good Enough. Good enough. Alright, there we go. Just fits. Perfect. Alright. So now we have huge quantities of stuff on there. And let's see what we can sell to this store. Prospector. Oh, all these small cargo containers. Hey, all this stuff. Alright. Sell that gold. Thank you. Silver, nope. Stone, nope. None of that stuff. Next cargo container is empty. Next cargo container has some iron, but I don't need that. What else would I have on here? Oh, things aren't showing. What I probably have to do is, I should go write down the list of the various components that it wants. You want 454 large steel tubes. 800. Okay, let's do this one. This is easy. 17 detector components. Can I build those yet? Do I have everything to build 17 detector components? I don't know. Let us see. Looks like I do. Alright, I got 17 connector components. It was like 800 something construction components, so I'll just build 1,000 of them. Why not? Well, let's pop back there and see what else they want to buy from me. 830, 560 computers, 1,000 steel plates, and like 800 motors. 800 motors, 500 something. I forget. My God, I have like a goldfish memory when it comes to this kind of stuff. It was 1,000 steel plates for sure. All sorts of stuff. Yeah, I'll just build a whole bunch of things. Ah, alright. And the great part about this is I could actually, I wonder, I could just let this thing sit here and process, and I could get in the jump jack and I could go back and mine and bring back stuff as this thing is working. Huh. Or I could go do a contract in the meantime. As that would probably be the most beneficial. 800 motors. 800 motors. Dun, 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 dun. Production. 800 motors. Alright. So this is going to sit here and process for a little while. Unfortunately, what's going to happen is after, I think it's like 15 or so minutes or something, the base automatically disconnects you. And so my ship will just be here hovering. Although what I can do is I think this thing should, if it starts hovering, it should automatically connect to the ground with that landing gear, which will be good. Or I could, if I do this correctly, I could disconnect from the base, and I could wait for that magnetism to come back there. Come on. There you go. Magnetism come back. And this landing gear, we can get it to lock with the magnetism. Come on. Lock. Damn you. Huh, strange. I don't know why you're not auto-locking. Right, because it's a frickin' safe zone. That's why you're not locking. You bastard. Frickin' safe zones, man. They should allow landing gear, but then you could like carry somebody's ship away, which wouldn't be a good thing. All right. So while that's there, let's go do a contract, I guess. Cause that sounds like fun. We'll do a contract in the meantime, as our ship is sitting there processing stuff. All right. What's a good, easy contract to do? We've got some acquisitions. Oh, nickel ore. Might be able to do that quite easily. But, hey, a nice little quick search contract. Should be good. Why not? search, and we'll get a cheap one, simply because that means it'll be close by. 15 minutes, 25,000. Yes, please. And let's go search. Yes. Oh, only 1.5 kilometers away. Excellent. Stay there, prospector. You are needed there. Yeah, I've thoroughly been enjoying working with the all the economy portions of this game, as yeah, I never had to work with them yet, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it as well. And is that it right there? Or am I crazy? I'm crazy. All right. And I'm thinking about what should be sort of the end of this season. Like, we've just started, but I'm already thinking about it. I'm just contemplating it. Because last season, it was just like, oh, I had everything I wanted, and now I don't know what to do. This season, I think I should have a concrete goal that I can work towards. Sort of like how Splitsy had his thing where, again, he massively over-engineered it, but he was to take out that enemy base during his survival. Maybe I could think of something similar, like I could have a certain quality of ship that I need to build, or I could have like the ability to get a certain number of credits wherever that may be, which I can't remember where I can see my credits again. Somewhere here I can see my credits. Although I don't know where. Somewhere. Somewhere. I could say if I could be a space trillionaire, and that would be my ultimate goal. Or, I don't know if that would take too long, but you know what I mean. Some concrete goal that we can say, oh yeah, when I'm done that, then we transition to Season 3, and I make another rule set and mod set, and we try to do a challenge there. So, I'm not sure. So you guys can give me some thoughts on that, as just playing Space Engineers to play Space Engineers eventually can get a little boring, because, you know, realistically I've built a lot of things already, and like, I don't need to build this. I don't need to redesign a mining ship, because I've already made one before, so I just blueprint it and send it out. Where if I have some cool things, wrong button there, like, oh, like with this scrap, it's making me really rethink how often I want to, like, my tendency to just grind things off without thinking. Just like, oh, that didn't really fit there. I'll just grind it down and replace it. It's great that way, because then it just makes me think, oh, shit, I should probably not do that. I should probably think about what I'm doing beforehand. And, oh, if I want to salvage this, it'd be really interesting if I could just cut this off. Yeah, that's a good idea. Sort of thing. So I'm going to continue searching for this little thing. I'm going to let my prospector build those components, and you guys can give me your thoughts on that. I'll come right back here as we find this little bloody item, wherever it may be. Oh, there's the little bugger. God, these things are hard to see. But there we go. TFEX, reputation raised. That's something. Let's head back to the safe zone and see what I can sell. And unfortunately, my refineries were all stuck up slowly processing cobalt, which takes frickin' forever. And so I put them back onto refining pure iron ore, and now is back building all sorts of things really fast, so that is good. What we want to do is get that stuff out of the assembler and into a small cargo container, so that we can have access to it to sell. Very good. The 1,000 construction components will go a long way for some income. So let us go and small cargo container. There we are. Construction components. Give me that monies. And the detector components. Good amount each. There's some motors there, although we haven't built all of them yet. And then a whole bunch of steel plates. We do have 3.4 million, which at this point probably is enough to do what I need to do to get another little ship before we go off and head off into the asteroid belt. So let's go to a ship dealer and go purchase ourselves a little space-faring mining ship. There is that little hydrogen-based one that I think looks absolutely adorable. Connect up there. And jump on into our ship. And why not? Let's go actually inside and access it from the back. We're actually in the ship. What a concept. And up we go. Oh, I still have my dampeners on the jump jack. That's not good. I don't want that. I want the jump jack to have no dampeners. There we go. And then I'll just go through the fun. It's so much easier. There we go. Now I can fly. Alright, off to the ship dealers. Wherever they may be. Oh, come on, ship. You can go. You can fly. You can do it. You have got the spunk to get into space. Now, ship dealer 14k away. That's probably one of the ones we want to go to. So let's head off over to them. And now this is one of the base, not the base, the planetary ship dealers. But that should be okay. We'll see if they want to purchase any of our components as well. They should have some hydrogen-based ships. If not, we just need to go and visit one of the space-based ship dealers. Which one? That shouldn't take too long. Let's just go and connect up here. Easy peasy. Just drive on in. And let's connect. And let's go see what you guys have for sale. Give me another ship. Hey, don't close the doors on me. I'm coming in. Thank you. That's contracts for sale. Alright, first off, let's see if I can sell any more components. Probably didn't build that much on my fly over here, so that is fine. Oh, they can take these radio components that I have? Sure. I don't need those right now. And some more construction components. A little bit extra money. But here we go. That is the prospector I just bought. They should. The sapper. Although it's limited capacity, the sapper is quite nimble for its small size. It is a great choice for a starting miner. I can get that. The freighter, don't need that yet. I don't need a rover. Definitely not yet. Bulk freighter. Aggressive miner. Lacks in capacity. It looks like it's actually just a combat version of the sapper here. Of course, we don't need a prospector again because that's the prospector. But this little guy looks like he might be able to do what we need. And it'll just be a nice little miner, which is super cheap too. Oh, it's under $1 million. Nice. Do we want to buy more than one ship here? Maybe not. Maybe not yet. Well, let's just see this little sapper. We'll purchase him up. Alright, let's go find him. Wherever he may have spawned. Sapper, hello. Where art thou? Hey, there you are. Ooh. Nice little ship. So yeah, it doesn't have much cargo capacity. Doesn't look like it has any cargo capacity at all, actually. Just what's in his drills. But he will work as a little workhorse to take his drills and mine out areas. So let's go take him outside of the zone here. And we'll leave him there floating. And we'll grab our rest of our ships here. And we'll disconnect from the base. And we'll head on out there. And what we'll probably want to do is make this into some sort of amalgamation of ships. We're going to take the jump jack off. I was like, oh my god, are you like salvaging that? I'm like, don't salvage him. No, he's repairing it. Very good. There are some unfinished blocks. They're going to finish them up here. We'll take the jump jack off and we will connect it to the ship there and turn its inertial dampeners off. And then we'll take the sapper. See, it's got the blast doors now complete. Wonderful. We'll take this little bad boy and we'll plug his ass right into... Oh, come on. I can't see a thing. There we go. We'll plug him right into the top, like so. And now, I just need to disable the dampeners on him as well. And then, the prospector can carry them all into space. Ha! Oh my god, I feel like, God, it's a thing that really, it's like, ooh, when I think about it, but like when you have like a mama spider and they've got all their babies on their back sort of thing, that's how I feel here. We're a mama spider, or a mama spaceship taking all the little baby spaceships into orbit. Oh, wonderful. But now, what we need to do is go find ourselves a nice little asteroid to live in. So, we have to think about what we want in an asteroid, and what we want in an asteroid base as well. Am I going to go like full dwarf mode and hide myself inside of an asteroid, where I just have like, say, some blast doors that open and close and some Gatling guns in the turret, like on the surface, and that's it? Or do I want to go for an actual like just base in space approach where I have, you know, it's attached to an asteroid, I have some things inside the asteroid, but it's more like I'm just sort of having my base on top of an asteroid instead, where it's more exposed and such. I'm not sure. I'm thinking that both would be good, and maybe I can do a combination of both. I can maybe even try to find one of those asteroid clusters where there's like, you know, like 5 or 6 asteroids in one tiny little space. I think that would look great. But unfortunately, what's going to happen is there's no asteroids immediately outside of the moon here. So we are going to have to coast for a little bit in order for them to start popping up. There we go. Now asteroids are popping up. We'll put our inertial dampeners on to stop our approach here, except for our forward dampeners. And by doing that, we can re-aim our inertia, and we can aim towards one of these asteroids. Not aim directly towards it, because we don't want to fly into it, but we can aim relatively towards it. And coast our way to our first asteroid. We'll see if we want to live there or not. Go faster! It always takes so long to get there when you're trying to be, you know, safe and not just full burn blast our way there. Alright, and we're pulling up at our first asteroid of the entire season. Let's see what this bad boy has in store for us. I do have our ore detector on, so if there's anything down here, we should be able to see it. Some ice, that's useful. As we can always use extra ice to refuel, although at the moment our H2O2 generators, and we actually already have a freaking additional 250,000 kilos of ice, so we are good on fuel for the foreseeable future. But I'm not seeing anything else. This asteroid looks relatively solid, so I would be able to drill into it all the way and then make a lot of space inside of it if required. Oh, there is a hole though. There is a hole in this asteroid. Let's go take a look. Oh, cool. There is a tunnel. Does this go all the way through or does it just go inside? It just ends. Okay. Well, I mean, we could use this as essentially the start of something. There's my ice. It is ice, right? Ooh, there's iron in here. That is a good thing. That is a really good thing. We got a nice big asteroid with ice and iron inside of it, which is really all we need to get started. And we could have that be our entrance, and then we could build our base deep inside to start. I like this little asteroid. I like what this thing is. It's a good little asteroid. Let's set this up as asteroid main entrance with a question mark. As, of course, whatever you guys think would look the best, it would be the best. But I think this would be really fun. We could have this as my main entrance. It's only 40k to the moon. It's not that far. I mean, you can get the majority of the way there with the jump. We can easily get to Earth from here. And plenty of other asteroids nearby that we can go and take our various ships. Does this thing have a... That has a light. Does it have a ore detector? I don't even know if this thing has an ore detector. We're going to have to upgrade that. We can take this thing to those various places and get some easy mining in. But let us park ourselves up on the surface here. As not sure when the light is going to hit us at this point. Let's go and park. And also, I don't think the hole is big enough for the whole prospector yet. So the prospector will stay outside. But we can take these little guys in and go take a look around. Disconnect. Yeah. Let's go, little sapper. Let's go take a look. Oh, yeah. And we have a spotlight on this thing. So this tunnel is... Ooh, it is deep. So it goes back to 368-ish. So about 370 meters back into the asteroid. So let's go and go out. And I'm going to go around the outside of the asteroid and see how big the entire asteroid is. Because then we'll know how much space we have at the back side there before we, run into it. Oh, I should have put a GPS right at the very end of the tunnel there. But we can just go to the other side of the asteroid here and just sort of line up with it. And you can see that we've got 300 something. So that thing probably goes about halfway into the asteroid and then just stops. So that is actually pretty much perfect for my uses there. Like, nothing better I could ask for than having a sort of pre-drilled hole for me to access with. But something that I do need to add to the sapper here will be that ore detector very, very soon. But this is the first asteroid I went to, and it has an awesome entrance, and it has an awesome thing to go build a base in. I am liking this. This will work nicely. We'll put a waypoint here. Asteroid from current position, and we'll go end of natural tunnel. There we go. And now we can go see exactly how far away that is. In the meantime, if I need to, I can always just grab a little bit of ice. And the ship can refuel itself, because it's got an H2O2 generator. Everything's awesome. And what I think I'll do is I'll just leave this ship here. Which should be good if I just leave it floating, right? We don't have any gravity here. It's not like the ship's going to go flying away. There. Stay. And also turn your generator off, because it takes too much power. You have plenty of fuel, so just stay. Yeah, 300 something meters. Let's go back over onto the other side, and we can line up those two. Oh, I'm mistaken. End of tunnel. It's so close to the outside. Look at that. The tunnel is right here, and if I line those two waypoints up, this is the tunnel. So 11 meters in is the thing. Oh, that's important to note. Because what I want to do is, if I'm going to build this inside of it and just be a dwarf, essentially, is I don't want to pop out any of these parts here. So I want to be like halfway into the tunnel, and I want to mark out, say, where this crater is, so I don't dig into it. GPS. And asteroid, we'll just copy that piece of it. Crater. And we can just sort of map out the surface of it. And we don't dig our way out of it at all. What we can also do is pop up the free camera here, which is okay. So we'll grab that camera, and it's somewhere back on the moon, and we'll fly over to our new little asteroid, and we can fly inside the asteroid and see all of its little features, where it's actually got these pockets. Okay, so here is this pocket into the asteroid, and we can see the interior shapes there. Is there a little cave? Here's my natural end of tunnel, and you can see how bloody close that is to just being a full pathway through. So I could even make that a full pathway through if I want to. But we can see where the sort of the most space here to build in, which will probably be down in this zone here, which I don't think I don't think this thing will, when I make a new GPS, it doesn't make it from the camera's position. It makes it from my player's position. Yeah, I made it there. Oh well. What I can do, so it's essentially this crater here is the only issue when it comes to building in this zone. But yeah, there should be plenty of space in here to build. Like, there would be a couple little pockets, just random pockets of space. But that's fine. We can deal with those as we run into them. And we could build in this asteroid. But I think we found a place to work here. We have another ship. We made a little bit more money. And, hopefully this has been fun. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode. Tell me what you think about my plans here so that we can build a base inside of this tunnel here. Maybe even putting larger than normal blast door with conveyor hinges and all that kind of stuff on the entrance to it, and having it as my my little base. But yeah, that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching, and good hunting out there, fellow space engineers.